Hi, John Goyak, Master Success Coach at Reframe Your Game. Got kind of a different message today, and it goes back to a lot of the folks I used to deal with. I've won billions and billions of dollars for many companies, and large companies, obviously, but they have become so encumbered by their own processes, by their own arthritis, that and their own processes that they've just focused down and in rather than focus on where the market wants to go and the kinds of things you need to do to shift and change the game. So it's more survival mode than a creative mode. So what I did with them back in the day was to help them create things they've never done before. But people learn, and they learn that, hey, we're doing this stuff really cool. We're kicking ass, we're taking names, and we're impenetrable. We're indomitable. And so we don't need to keep doing this. And they start to try to processize, the new word, the way you do things. And I got to tell you, I don't think Pablo Picasso could have told you how he does what he does and laid it out in a block diagram and things like that. Not to say that's an extreme example, obviously, but there's a creativity factor that you just don't get when you have a behemoth organization with a million different boxes and lines and connections and things like that that have to go do things. That's why the market's shifting away from that to people who can get it quickly, react quickly, and move forward. So the new market space and the way you need to shift, whether you're in that space, out of that space, getting in that space, or you're out there as an entrepreneur, is your clients, figure out what your clients really need. And sometimes you need to fire your clients. Sounds kind of goofy, right? Because we're all in this, we want to do the best and all that sort of thing. But if your client wants to put a gun in their mouth, and pull the trigger, there's not a lot you can do except stand up and tell them how wrong it is. But that said, wouldn't you rather work with somebody who says, hey, I really want to go do something cool, special, new. I really want to move into this market space here, and I don't know how to do it. Can you help me? I'm about to start this new company, and I've got 7 different ideas. Help me work through those. Isn't that where you have your value? Isn't that where you walk out at the end of the day and say, I accomplished something today? Because I'll tell you, the behemoth companies are just getting crushed. They're not being all that successful. And the old school way of doing business is it's dinosaurs. It's got to shift. If it doesn't shift, it's going down. And when you have a bunch of people who've been put in places and layered into places, and they've got their business cards, and they've got 7,000 pages of processes to tell them to do something. I don't know how that's agile. I don't know how that's creative. I don't know how that makes a difference with your customers. I don't know how that makes you special. Because what your customers are looking for is, I got a hell of a problem here, and I need somebody to help me solve it. And I need somebody who thinks quick and can get something done quickly. And even though my processes might be slow on my side, customer side, I need somebody who can help me sell it up the chain so I can get it done. Because my career counts on it, my lifetime counts on it, my family counts on it, whatever it is. And so think about things differently, because it's about think about things differently. It's the only way you're going to move forward. And at the end of the day, you need to decide, am I going to just kind of play the game and go along with the process that's there and the structure that's there and the procedures that are there and the kind of way the kerchink works? Or do I want to change it? Interestingly enough, I met with a young man a couple times, and he's got a tough job. They've given him the impossible job. Do this with nothing, with no degrees of freedom, and succeed. So I said, okay, you got some choices here. So I said, so he laid out the process that he was in charge of on his whiteboard, and he was really working hard on it. And it's just, they couldn't get to market quick enough to make a good decision, to be able to make a cost-effective decision and a successful decision to go after targets. So I walked in and said hello, and I just looked at this board, and I just picked up a marker, and I just started slashing things, reconnecting lines and stuff like that. I said, look, these are the only things that count. This is the core thing you need to do. This is the core way you need to do it. Now, the difference is, here's the things you need to get people to agree to. It's too slow. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. Once you get that framed up and you can sell that internally, you get the momentum and the power to help start to change that game. And so it's a whole different way of looking at the world, because it says, I have power. I own this, and I'm going to get it done. Other than that, if you don't do that, you're just going through the motions and you're doing what your boss's boss's boss did, and you're going to be where you are. And that line typically doesn't go up anymore. It tends to go down because of the way the market has shifted. So I'd ask you to really think about when you come to work, beginning of the day, whether you're in an office, you're in a car, whether you're in a kiosk someplace, you're in Starbucks, whatever you're doing, you own that. Make the difference. Think through the process. How does this need to change to get me quicker to market, stronger in the marketplace, and with a better identity, better brand, and better presence? How do I change this? How do I make myself attractive, interesting, and powerful as I move forward? So with that, John Goyak, Master Success Coach at Reframe Your Game. God bless you. Have a great night.